This is the expanded video that explains the time log activities report and how to navigate to it. Normally you would review this report by starting with the workflow navigation or selecting this report when you enter or edit data in the time log. I will start with an overview of the time log activities report and then we'll walk through the navigation. You can get a PDF copy of this report by clicking on the PDF button in the right-hand corner of the screen. The time log activities report consists of two tables. Table 1, actual hours worked versus planned. And Table 2, the time log activation logic. Table 2 is displayed for confirmation purposes only and is normally reviewed only if there is an issue with the data displayed in Table 1. We'll go back to the top of Table 1. In the top of Table 1 displays the following information: when the report was generated, who the report was for, the user and the company names, and we'll notice that there is this color coding. In the coding, red are days where the actual reported work hours exceeded the number of planned or scheduled hours on this date for this activity in the prioritized critical task calendar for sales task activities, or in the work schedule for sales non-task activities such as consulting delivery, as we can see here in red. The green are where actual reported work hours were the same as planned, and we see them here. And yellow is where the actual reported work hours were less than planned or scheduled hours, which we can see an example here. The heading also shows the number of items in the report, which is the number of sales tasks and sales non-task activity items displayed, and also the earliest activity date displayed based on the maximum number of days to report time log records prior to this report generation date from your user profile. The main body of Table 1 consists of the following information for each reported activity: the activity date, which is the date on which the activity was entered into the time log; the activity day, which is the day of the week; the activity type, of which there are two: sales task activity or sales non-task activity. If this is a sales task activity, then the following information is always displayed. These columns are blank for sales non-task activities, which we can see here. And let's scroll down to get a sales task activity. And the information displayed would include the client name, the opportunity name, the stage name, and the task name. Then we have the specific activity, which is the name of the specific activity. And I'll just scroll back up to the top so you can see the top specific activity. The number of hours scheduled or planned from the prioritized critical task calendar or the work schedule, as we mentioned earlier. The number of hours worked, which is the number of work hours entered into the time log on this date for this activity. Actual hours versus planned, which is the number of hours worked minus the number of hours scheduled or planned. And finally, actual hours versus percent planned. The actual hours versus planned as a percentage of the number of hours scheduled or planned. As an example here, if no hours were planned, then this field is displayed as an N/A. I'll just scroll down so we can see Table 2 in a little bit more detail. So the main body of Table 2 consists of the following information, again for each reported activity. And what is repeated from Table 1 are the activity dates right through the specific activity. So it's these last four columns that are different. We have Activate Critical Task Calendar checks. It displays a warning in the time log if you select a date for which no activities were planned in your activity schedule. Activate Reason Logic in log time displays a table in the time log of predefined reasons you selected why your actual work hours are higher or lower than planned. Activate Zero Non-Task Sales Work logic displays, again in the time log, a table of predefined reasons you selected while your actual work hours for a specific non-task sales activity is entered on a date where no work hours were planned for this specific non-task sales activity. And finally, activate zero task sales worked hours logic similarly displays a table in the time log of predefined reasons you selected while your actual work hours for a task sales activity are entered on a date when no work hours were planned for this specific task sales activity. The navigation is the same as used by your internet browsers. For a shorter version of this tutorial with only minimal explanations, select the Quick Start Time Log Activities video. The default approach is to hide all information messages on the screen by starting with No in the Select Message field. You can see this choice on all Time to Money workflow screens. At any time, you can display all information messages, including the discussion of how to navigate through a workflow, by selecting Yes. First, we select from the pull-down menu the workflow which you wish to activate. All reports and alerts are found in the Run Simulation and Review Alerts and Reports choice. So we select it. And the description of your selected workflow is displayed below the selection so that you can be sure this is your desired workflow. If it's not your desired workflow, simply select another workflow from this pull-down menu. Confirm this is your desired workflow by selecting Yes, Activate Selected Module. And Time to Money displays your selected workflow home screen in a new tab. Next, select the individual report you want to view by selecting a single choice from the pull-down menu. For this demo, I'm going to select Time Log Activities Report. Right here. And confirm this is your desired report by selecting Yes in order to activate the module. And we see the report that we reviewed earlier, Table 1 and Table 2. You can log out from Time to Money when you have completed your session by clicking on the Sign Out menu item in the upper right-hand corner of all Time to Money screens. Also, after reviewing this report, if you wish to continue this session, scroll up to the New tab and click on the return arrow to return to the selected workflow. In this demo, you would return to the Run Simulation and Review Alerts and Reports workflow, where you can select another report to view. This completes the expanded video that explains the Time Log Activities report and how to navigate to it.